program, head coach Jeff Woolbrun, student athletes Tommy Bruner and DeAndre Craig. Normal press conference format's going to be an opening statement from coach. We'll turn it over to questions for the student athletes. Dismiss the student athletes, come back to questions for coach. As a reminder, we do have a microphone, so please state your name and affiliation ahead of the question. Go ahead with your opening statement, coach.
Boy, what a tough game. Congratulations to Omaha. They've continued to make significant strides with their program under Chris's leadership. They have one of the best players in the country in Frankie Fiddler. He posed so many issues for us. We spent a lot of time talking about him in preparation for this game. It's so hard. You know, we feel like we did a decent job containing him, and you look down, he's got 27 points. But I'm really proud of my guys. I'm really proud of the resilience that we continue to show. When we hit obstacles and bumps in the road, that's all they are, is bumps in the road. And with the leadership that we have on the team, we've stayed together despite not finishing the season on a great note. But I really think there's been an added, and those of you who have followed us, there's been an added sense of toughness and an added sense of physicality and an added sense of resistance, especially on the defensive end of the floor. And I think it was very clear at the end of the season that if we wanted to extend our postseason, those were areas that we needed to get better. And I think it's a really tangible thing to take a look at the way we're playing and say we've really improved in those areas. I mean, Tommy set the tone from the start of the game, coming out, knocking those threes down. You know, figuratively, we talk about coming out with the first punch, and Tommy certainly delivered that for us when the game started. He's so efficient. He's been so efficient all season. 23 points, takes good care of the ball. DeAndre sure doesn't play like a freshman anymore. Just proud of his toughness. I've told him on the way over here, we reflect DeAndre's toughness, and he plays fearless. Isaiah Carr gave us, what a boost he gave us this evening, coming off the bench, coming out 10 rebounds, but we got a lot of mileage out of the zone, especially in the second half, and he was our rim protector back in the zone. So just as it is all season long when we're successful, tremendous team effort.
Go ahead and open up the questions for the student athletes. Start in the first row.
Tim Hill, Reaching the Summit. For Tommy, we didn't know what your status was coming into this tournament. Back-to-back games, you put on a show. Normally not surprising, but with a bad, ankle, foot, whatever it may be. Just talk about how you're feeling and, tonight coming out with that 3-for-3 start there and, emotionally, physically, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tim. Thank you for asking. But, it's in God's hands, Just like I told my team, my coaches, that I wouldn't risk it if I didn't think we had a chance. And I believe in each and every one of them. And, I might not be 100%, but our team is. And that's all that matters. So I feel good right now, excited about tomorrow. And I just want to keep pushing the program forward.
This is for both of you guys, Todd Buckingham, Reaching the Summit. Coach said at the end of the season that the energy was low. It didn't look like things were going well. What changed? Because the coach said yesterday it was the best defensive performance you guys had all year. It was right up there again today. So what just changed in between the end of the season?
You were right. Our energy it wasn't there how it was before the season, but off the court, team, I don't think none of the coaches know this. We had a talk. We sat down with each other, looked each other in the eyes, had a man-to-man conversation, and just stated what we needed to do as a team to get better, individually, as a team, what we seen, and how everybody can just help push the team forward.
Tanner Castor, question for you, Tommy. The game before, you had one shot in the first half, and tonight, obviously, you took 3 quick ones. Was that just the shots that were available, or did you come into this game thinking and telling yourself you'd like to be more aggressive?
Oh, you just go out there and you play, and sometimes it opens up quicker than other times. And tonight, I had some space, and I let it fly. I told DeAndre, I said, man, you got nothing to worry about tonight. And I came out and I showed my teammates that, I'm ready to play it's not gonna be the same as yesterday. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna give you everything I got from the jump.
Tim, again, for DeAndre, you know, we kind of knew what you were coming into this tournament. You had shown flashes of being another playmaker, ball handler, but a lot of times the ball's in Tommy's hands. You know, with his injury, it was going to be imperative that really you step up to take some of that pressure off. And I think that's been a huge catalyst for why you guys are in this position right now. Just talk about your confidence level, how you're feeling, and just, you know, the moment that you're in and really helping this team get to the championship tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, it being I'm a freshman, you know, my first year of college basketball, you know, I knew there was going to be ups and downs in my game, you know, not just me personally, but the team. But it was just looking in from the outside, you know, everybody learns from somebody. And it was just me watching Tommy and what he does, you know. He was like an older brother to me on the court. You know, I really looked up to him and I looked at his game and implemented things that I seen in his into my game. And then, you know, I feel like I can help TV a lot, getting the ball out of his hands, you know. The pressure, all eyes are on Tommy. The whole country know who Tommy Bruner is, you know. But I just feel like with my confidence, coaches just told me to be me. You know, I had a dip in the middle of the season. My confidence was gone. I was just out of it. But they just told me to be me, and I just stuck with that mentality through the game. And it's just my confidence has been there. You know, we've been rolling.
I think TB and I would both tell you he takes so much pressure off Tommy, being able to be the primary ball handler to initiate our offense and let Tommy work off the ball. And obviously he's no longer playing like a freshman. And we really reflect the little Chicago toughness that he brings to us.
So this is for either of you again. First time Denver's been in the championship game of the Summit. Never been to the tournament before. So what does this mean for you guys? Now, obviously the job isn't done, right? What does it mean to be able to maybe do something that's never been done at the school?
You guys know we're from Denver, and we go on hikes. We climb mountains. We have no oxygen. So, coach always tells me that like the man at the top of the mountain, you know, he doesn't fall there. So we just got to take another step tomorrow to get where we want to be, and that's how we're going to approach it.
The last question in the back.
Question for you, Tommy. I'm sure you do. Do you remember Sandy from USC Upstate? I played there for a year, and he was texting me tonight about you. Tomorrow, you're playing in perhaps one of the biggest games of your career. What does tomorrow's moment mean to you in your personal journey through college basketball?
Man, it means a lot, but how you approach it is more important, and you have to approach it, you know, the same way you approach any other game. You can't get too high, you can't get too low. You know, it's a 40-minute game, and you go out there and you play every minute like it's your last, and that's what I was taught since I was a baby. So for me, tomorrow, it's another game. It means a lot, but it's another game, and that's how I'm going to approach it.
Thanks, fellas. You can head back to the locker room.
Nice job.
Yes, sir. Go.
We'll go ahead with questions for Coach. Start in the front.
Coach Tim here again. Maybe a wild thought here, but, you know, we talked about this toughness, the defense over the last couple of games. You know, a lot of guys having to step up with Tommy's injury, not knowing what his availability would be. Is it just maybe kind of, you know, some sort of, you know, his injury, inspired this new toughness that, hey, we all have to chip in now because we don't know what we're going to get from Tommy.
You know, there's some truth to that. And you know, there's a coaching adage that you never want to play a team in the first game that their best player is out, because everybody else understands that they have to pull together and come up with a supreme effort to make up for that loss. Tommy hasn't practiced a day in 11 days, not a minute in 11 days. We didn't know his status coming into the tournament. He kept saying that he was treating it as best he could and was rehabbing it, but we didn't know. So maybe some of that occurred. Certainly, I think you can see the connectivity between the guys, and maybe that happened. We had a great week of preparation. I guess it was after the St. Thomas loss, before we came here.
Coach, any of us that watched Denver basketball this year knew if you scored 61 points, 66 points, that was gonna equal 2 wins for you guys. Was there a conscious change in the way, even the way you were gonna play? I mean, it's gotta be your 2 lowest scoring games of the year and a win for sure.
Yep.
And just a completely different change in style, especially.
Change in style, maybe a little more efficient. I've told the team several weeks ago that in postseason, if you want to have success, you have to have quality offensive possessions and you need to get stops on the defensive end. And the message was delivered, and we still lost a couple of games to conclude the season, but it was reiterated this week. And that we had to be more efficient on the offensive end. We couldn't just take the first available shot. That we needed to break the defense down. DeAndre and Tommy do a great job of getting to the paint, but instead of settling for the first shot, let's kick the ball out, maybe get multiple paint touches throughout the possession. And I think they've taken that to heart, and it's really been reflected in their play.
You guys have played now 2 games in just a few days, and you have the late game tonight, and you play again tomorrow. Do you change any, I guess, your approach, knowing that your guys potentially could have tired legs? Does that change any part of your game plan?
Yeah, they'll be tired Wednesday. Nobody's going to be tired tomorrow night. This is something that you dream about, to be in this position. We talked about it. Someone had a question about progress of the program and doing some things that have never been done before. And honestly, that was the appeal to me in taking this job. An opportunity to do things that had never been accomplished before. And that appealed to me. And we've used that in recruiting each year. And it's appealed to Tommy and it's appealed to DeAndre. And, they want to do that. They want to do things that have never been accomplished before. So, I think, I don't think anybody would be tired tomorrow night. It's a wonderful opportunity. We're thrilled to be playing tomorrow night, and it certainly wasn't easy to get there.
We'll go last question in row 2 here.
Just another question on toughness, but player specific this time. Jackson is a player that you would get that seemingly night in and night out. But then you have Isaiah and DeAndre with season high minutes. They seem to bring in a lot of toughness there as well. Was that part of why they were getting the minutes they were?
They were very active, I thought, on the defensive end. I think when we play zone and Isaiah Carr is in the game, he does a nice job of protecting the rim. And as the season has gone along, he's learned to play without fouling so much. He stays down. He's not giving up angles. He's never been in a position where he's being relied upon like he has been this year. And he's really grown tremendously as a player. And as a person. So, and then DeAndre was inserted into the starting lineup a few games ago, and he just, you can see he's so active on the defensive end of the floor. He gets to the paint offensively, and he's really been a shot in the arm to us.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
That's from the Omaha men's basketball program, head coach Chris Crutchfield, student athletes Frankie Fiddler and Nick Davis. Normal press conference format will be an opening statement from coach. We'll take questions for the student athletes, dismiss the student athletes, come back with questions for coach. As always, we do have the microphone. Please state your name and affiliation ahead of questions. Go ahead with your opening statement, coach.
Great basketball game. I mean, game of runs. They started off and jumped on us really, really quick and fast, and our guys settled in and were able to settle in and get some stops and made some shots. And I really like where we were at halftime. I didn't think we played great, but we had the lead going into halftime. Came out second half, I thought we got some momentum, went up 7, and we had so many uncharacteristic turnovers down the stretch there in the second half, and mainly in transition where we had opportunities to score. I think we were just moving a little too fast and then couldn't make shots down the stretch. I don't know if fatigue was a factor or not, but I'm proud of our guys for what they done. Good fight, and we building momentum in our program.
We'll go ahead with questions for the student athletes, starting in row 1.
Tim Hill reaching the summit. For Frankie, speaking on Crutch's comment about momentum, you went through a tough transition. You were part of the last staff your freshman year. Crutch comes in, you stick with the program, go through last year, now this year. You guys have a really strong season, really building towards something. Just talk about how that progression has gone from your unique perspective.
Yeah, I think I trusted Coach from the day that he called me, and we just built that relationship ever since then. And I see the momentum we have and where this program is going, and that's why I want to be a part of it.
This question is for Nick. Nick, your first season in Division I basketball, how would you compare it to your time in Division II?
I would say it's definitely an experience that you would want almost anyone to experience. Just like the atmosphere of every game and just the practices that you go through, all the hard work that you put in is. I would say it's a lot more. It's faster than the level I came from, and more physical, and it's more fun as well too. And yeah, it's just I enjoy being here with the guys and through the summer from June 1st all the way till now.
Any other questions for the student athletes? We'll go last one in front.
To Nick, kind of a little bit more off to that point, you really kind of came in as almost a missing piece to this program, that back end, tough, center that could really rebound, play defense, and just, overall, kind of to Todd's question was, just the experience in general and, feeling like, hey, you moved up to D1 and you made an impact and just how that feels to you, overall.
I would say like from my freshman year, from freshman year to sophomore year, I made a big jump in my my skill level and the hard work that I put in, and I feel like I've made a jump each and every year, from freshman all the way to my senior year now, and I feel like I would just try to find different ways to affect the game, whether if that's on defense or on offense or just any way on the bench, anywhere. I'll just try to affect the game as much as possible.
Thanks, fellas. You can head out.
Good job.
We'll go ahead with questions for Coach.
Coach Todd, reaching the summit. Do you feel like Denver getting the zone got you guys a little too far out away from the basket, getting the ball inside?
Well, I thought it made us stand around a little bit, and we lost our momentum offensively. Guys missed a couple shots. We was able to get the ball inside, which is what we wanted to do versus the zone. But we also had to have a bunch of looks from the three-point line. We just couldn't knock them down. And momentum shift that way just because you don't make shots, and they're changing defenses a lot.
And then just reflecting, second year, do you feel like you made the steps you were hoping to make in your second year? I know you would want to go farther in this tournament. Do you feel it's going in the direction you want it to go?
Yes and no. And when I say that, yes, we won more games than we won last year. I feel like our program is better than we were last year, and we're going to continue to grow and continue to get better. I remember sitting up here last year talking about being relevant. I thought, at number 10, we wasn't very relevant, but we're building. Finishing 6th, not where we want to be, but I know what the steps are in this process of building a program. So I like where we are. We got a lot more things to get better at. But I think this will be a program. I think that we can finish in the top half of this league and compete for championships.
Any other questions for Coach? We'll go last one in the back.
Tanner Kessler with the Brookings Register. Again, reflecting on this season, do you have a favorite moment personally from this past year?
Well, they all been great, man. This is, I mean, the fun part about building this thing is to see these guys grow every day and see our unit and our chemistry grow. And that's the fun part about being a head coach and building a brand new program, just because there's so much excitement now from day one when we stepped into this program. So, and our function as a staff and my function as the head coach, just continue to build it and continue to bring in good players and good character kids and try to enjoy every day of it. It's been fun. It's been really fun.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.